Hi Year 10! So you join me for your 20 mark PowerPoint, which is going to give you some guidance and help prepare you generally to answer the 20 mark question. Now the 20 mark question comes at the end of the Blood Brothers section, which means that you should be doing it first because, as you know, we do the exam paper backwards. So the last question in the exam paper is the 32 mark theatre review, which you answer first in your exam, and then you answer the 20 mark question for Blood Brothers afterwards. So this PowerPoint is designed with tasks to help you understand the requirements of the 20 mark question. We will be practicing those as time goes on, but these activities really need to be done in your book. And so when you come back in year 11, you'll have all of this prep done to impress your drama teachers with. This is an example of a 20 mark question. You're performing the role of Mickey. Describe how you would use your acting skills to interpret Mickey's character in this extract, and explain why your ideas are appropriate both for this extract and the play as a whole. So you're continuing to explore the extract that you use for the whole of the Blood Brothers section. What makes this question different to the rest is that it's asking you to draw upon your understanding of other moments in the play and think about how the character at the centre of the question has changed or stayed the same throughout the play. Then you have to support the acting decisions that you've made with other moments from the play. And so the tasks that you're going to see in this PowerPoint support you in making those connections. Here is the structure for the 20 mark answer. Each paragraph uses the CIDDH structure still. But the difference between the paragraphs is that paragraph 1 and 3 will be exploring the extracts within the question paper, and paragraph 2 and 4 will be exploring other moments from the play. An example from the extract would be how you decide to create Mickey's character within that moment of the extract. Then the next paragraph, still using the CIDDH structure, would be pulling upon a moment where Mickey either behaves in a similar way or in an opposite way. You have to pull on moments from other moments in the play that help support the decisions in the extract that you're exploring. If you're confused, don't worry, because all of the tasks that I'm about to explain are to help you understand that structure a little bit more. So here's some key information to help clarify, and also year 10, if you are able to remember this over the summer and you come back in year 11 and you tell your drama teacher this information, they will be blown away by you being able to remember this. So the question will ask you to talk about one character only, okay? So it's crucial that you read the question properly. You'll get 2 20 mark questions, okay? But you only answer one. One is on acting skills and the other is on design, okay? But for the interest of this PowerPoint, I'm only going to be looking at the acting skills. And then when you're back in lessons in September, you'll go over design with your teacher. If the question is asking you about acting skills, this means that you need to talk about voice and movement, okay? And then if you're thinking about design, it would be about costume, lighting, sound or set. The 20 mark question is the only question that will ask you to talk about not only the extract that you're going to be exploring in the exam, but also requires you to talk about moments from the rest of the play. So it's really important that you are able to remember different moments, or at least remember where they are in your script, because you will have a Blood Brothers script in your exam with you. So this is an example of what a 20 mark question looks like, and the extract as well that you'll get in the exam paper. This is a screenshot, so this is actually what it looks like in the paper, all right? So if I read the question properly, which is what I am praying you guys do in the exam, is it says Mickey's character in this extract. So it doesn't mean that I just have to look at the grey area. It means I can look at all of it. I would, in preparation for a 20 mark question, choose 2 quotes from Mickey in this extract. And I would think about his character within this moment, and moments of Mickey from the rest of the play that I could maybe link that to. Okay guys, so I know you see a lot of assessment criteria a lot of the time in your lessons, but it is really important, okay, especially for those of you that we're going to be aiming for those 16 to 20 marks, because it's really important that you understand what the demand of the question is. So far you understand, right miss, I've got this extract, I need to choose 2 quotes from that extract and I need to think about how Mickey would perform those lines, or me as the actor would perform those lines. And then I have to find links between that extract and 2 other moments of the play, right? Brilliant that you've got that understanding so far. But you now need to think about the physical skill choices that you make and how they communicate meaning to the audience, especially when it comes to a character like Mickey or Edward, Linda, etc., that change throughout the play. And to be able to get those 20 marks, you need to show that you understand that those characters change and develop, and also why. Hence why it's really important that your ideas that you give are exact and appropriate, and there's a range of theatrical skills there, and they are calculated to interpret character or support the action. So the action is characters changing and the plot moving forward. So how have you selected different physical and vocal skills to ensure that the plot and the action continues to move forward? Brilliant. Now you have got a developing idea of what the 20 mark question is all about. This is where the preparation begins, okay? So each character in Blood Brothers is on a different journey, right? And they all face different challenges and different moments of action. And you need to show that you have got a tip-top knowledge of everything that character goes through, all right? So I'm going to ask you to do task 1, which is write a 10-point summary of the plot for each character, because then you know that all of them have different objectives, which leads all of them to have different actions and ways about going about it, okay? So if you think about the character of Mrs. Lyons, she's a bit snaky, she's a bit, manipulative, whereas Mrs. Johnstone is pretty pure, she's loving, she's kind, she's nurturing. And so they are on very different journeys. Mrs. Lyons is on a journey of kind of deceit and trying to hide the truth, whereas Mrs. Johnstone is on this journey of protecting and making sure that her children are happy, including Edward. Okay, so with all of that said, what I'd like you to do is write a 10-point summary for each character of the play. And there's an example for you on the following slide. You are welcome. Now, obviously, my job is not to give you all the answers, so I have given you just a little overview of what I might do for the plot of Mrs. Lyons, okay? So I've just given you some tips along the way. So her plot, number 1 of the 10 points that I would write, is Mrs. Lyons asks for one of Mrs. Johnstone's twins, okay? Then plot number 2, Mrs. Lyons is intimidated by Mrs. Johnstone's natural mothering instincts and fires Mrs. Johnstone, okay? And then moving forward to point number 6, Mrs. Lyons moves to the countryside. All the way to 9, Mrs. Lyons tells Mickey, Edward and Linda are having an affair. And then 10, totally up to you, but think about the most climatic moment of the play, right? And then you'd fill in all of the blanks. Now, if you're one of those people that wants to get a grade 9, if I were you, I'd challenge myself by putting a quote for each plot moment. And if you wanted to challenge yourself even more and wanted to be an absolute hero, maybe you might put a couple of vocal skill decisions and a couple of physical skill decisions if you wanted to.